All right, what's good? It is day 4 on the funded account. Um, it is, what is today? Wednesday? Yes, Wednesday the 14th. I only took 2 trades this morning. I was pretty risk off because I took a pretty good trade last night. So I already logged my winning day and it was a pretty good trade. Let's go look at the calendar real quick. You can see um, like 100 of this is from the morning session, or like 140 or something. The rest is from one trade in Asia last night. So I'm gonna go over the trade I took during Asia session, and then get to the today's New York session. So at the market reopen at 5, I was looking at this back here. Let me zoom out to the 5 a little bit. So boom, back here, like right at market close, we had this really clean like V-shaped recovery, 5-minute inversion, and we kind of chopped on top of it, never closed below CE. So I was thinking we would push out of here, but I didn't want to just like straight like buy stop or just drive by the open. So I was gonna look for some type of pullback and then buy back on the way up. I could have bought the open, that would have played out fine, but I didn't want to just that felt like too impulsive, you know. So let me zoom back in right here. So when we open, actually I'll stay on the 1 minute because I entered on the 1 minute. When we open, you get this like nice initial push up, um, and invert this next 5-minute gap. My bad for all the jumping around. But boom, we come up, invert this next 5-minute gap. So at this point, I don't really have like a developing profile to look at because it is like the start of the session, and I only use like a current session profile and then an overnight profile. So, or not an overnight, a like overnight is current session. So I use the overnight profile and then a weekly profile like from Sunday on. But if I extend this weekly to here, you can see we're still under point of control, but I was looking for us to maybe close above and then use like point of control as like a support level. Just because gold is so overly bullish, I wasn't gonna look for another deep discount. Because if you look on the weekly, we barely tapped this weekly discount, you know, and we already got this retraced into a higher time frame PD array. So like in my mind, the setup was already playing out. I just had to find a way in. So my initial entry was here when we closed above point of control and then like wick back down, back to the 1 minute. Here it is. So we close above this point of control, but we get I got back in when we wicked back under point of control, caught this ride up, and I was already pretty confident in this move because we have a new 1 minute inversion here, 1 minute point of control of support, already tapped into a higher time frame PD array, and we're pretty close to the open. So at this point, when we got like this confirmation like pushing above the point of control, I added 3 more contracts. And then this was low-key a dumb ad because I already added here, but I added 3 more, just like dry on the next candle. Didn't really have a good reason to. I just wanted to scale in. I'm not gonna lie to you. But we kind of stalled, like even on the 3 minute. I didn't like how this candle was like wicked up, got squeezed, and we got like this little doji because we are in I think this is a 15 minute, yeah, 15-minute fair value gap that wasn't yet inverted. So when I got that wick, I was quick just to close my position for a small win, basically break even. That was like an $80. I closed for $80 on 9 contracts. These are micros, by the way. This is MGC. So after that, it was actually a pretty good exit because we came down, chopped a little bit, and then I saw this. So when I saw this, I was like, well, damn, this should have been my initial entry. 1 minute, 1 minute inversion here, and 1 minute fair value gap. So this is a 1 minute BPR. So in this case, since the 1 minute gap is inside the inversion, the whole fair value gap is the BPR. So when I was buying here, I must have just been buying a retest under point of control into the BPR. But once this didn't play out, when we came back into this low point of interest, this BPR, I was just set to enter again. Because if I, where is it? Yeah, if I develop the weekly profile again, and shrink this down. When we're this early into the session, I don't look at our current session profile too heavy. This is only what, like 43 minutes of data in here, but our point of controls were aligned, and this was a small discount. So like I said, since gold is so bullish, I wasn't gonna look for like a full-on weekly discount, because we already pushed out of that at the end of last session, and then at the open we pushed again. So when I saw we had this small discount at 1 minute BPR, I entered 3 contracts here. So initial entry was 3 contracts here at the BPR. You can see we got in a little bit of a mess. Let me move this. Got in at the top, or at the high of that 1 minute. Or I'm sorry, the open of this 1 minute candle. Pulled back a little bit and then immediately ripped. So when I got that immediate reaction, I add 3 contracts. We keep pushing. I add 3 contracts on a small pullback. And at this point, the only like resistance I'm looking at is these small imbalances in the past, and then obviously this 15-minute gap that we're in. Let me zoom out. Here we go. So we get outside that 15-minute gap, and I was just super confident in this trade. Once we start trading out of this gap, I trail my stop pretty aggressively. So my first trail was here. I don't like to take partials. I'd much rather just like trail my stop as the move is going, and if I get tagged out early, I get tagged out early. Well, it's whatever. So I trailed here when we closed above CE, and then I trailed to 1.5, and then my final trail was up here at 10 points. So you can see, or actually a little bit higher than 10. So I get out 3 contracts here, and then I hold the rest. I did get out early. As you can see, this shit ran for a long time. But I used this 2 minute inversion as the exit condition. So when I saw that we kind of started stalling and got a 2 minute inversion, I think it was also on the 3 minute. Yeah, 2-3 minute inversion. I was like, okay, I'll take that. I'll get out here. And then we immediately push higher, which is whatever. I'm super happy with this 2R. I think we made 770 on this trade, so that's super clutch. I'm happy with that. You could have, like I said, I was in the trade for all of this, so I could have closed a little earlier, or yeah, a little earlier for more profit, but that's all good. My final target was up here for a little over 3R at the value area high, but like I said, I got stopped out here. So that was my gold trade. Super happy with this one. But since I took this, and I'm like super just focused on getting my first payout, I was pretty risk off in the morning session because I'm already up. I already have a winning day. Like if this was like just like a 150 to cover a winning day, maybe I would have like looked to add more to my balance for a New York session. But I already had this, so coming into New York, I was pretty risk off. So this is my second trade, or well, technically my first trade today. So this just didn't play out. Good setup, just didn't play out. Not perfect, but I'm not mad at it. So let me drag these back real quick. Wait, why is my camera so big? I'm bugging. My bad. Hopefully that wasn't in the way of anything. Okay, so coming into the morning session, I was pretty bullish because if we go on the higher time frame, even the 4 hour. Oh, okay, so coming into the morning session, I was bullish because we have this 4 hour gap. You can see we trade into it and we get this immediate reaction. Then these two candles don't really go anywhere. So coming into the morning, I was looking for to trade out of this 4 hour gap. So I was thinking we pull down into a discount, um, find an inversion, boom, money. So let me start this. Start new. Okay, boom. So you can see here, we're just kind of trading at our overnight point of control, but we're at a weekly discount. Okay, like a deep weekly discount. So when we're this low under a weekly value area, I'll look at anything under our current point of control as a discount. We don't have to go all the way under this value area. So here, I saw this 5 minute gap, and I was like, bet, invert this, you run to the moon. But I should have waited for us to maybe re-sweep these lows and then come back up. You'll see here at the, what time is this? I can skip a couple. At the open, we actually we manipulate lower a little bit. Okay, so that was before the open. Yeah, before the open, we manipulate a little bit lower and then immediately come and push through that 5 minute gap. And I was looking at that like, okay, bet we invert on the 1 minute, on the 5 minute, on the 2 minute, whatever. Actually, we didn't invert on the 2 minute, but I was looking at the 1 and 5. So we get this candle closure. I'm like, all right, bet. I set my limit order as CE of the inversion. I obviously could have waited for more confirmation. Like, you can see in all my other setups, what I usually look for is this displacement to create a new fair value gap so I can trade in the BPR. But I didn't wait for that. I just set my limit order on the inversion. Bam. Immediately got ran through. This is a super small trade. I think I was only in for like 3 or 5 minis. Not minis, 3 or 5 micros with a 6 point stop. If I let this play, I was just super wrong. So when that happened, I was like, okay, that just didn't play out in my favor. So I got off ES and went over to RTY. And RTY was RTY just my favorite out of all the 4 major indexes. Like, I really don't touch NQ. I look at YM sometimes, but ES and RTY, but definitely RTY is my favorite. But coming into this session on RTY, because I was hopping between both charts, I just ended up trading ES first. I was looking at this right here because in my eyes, this was like a perfect setup on the lower time frames. We get 1 minute inversion out of a weekly and overnight discount, create a new fair value gap, start pushing, revisit the zone, and push again. I was looking at that and I'm like, dude, this is like A+. That's exactly what I look for. A BPR out of discount. That's my model. This would have played out. Obviously, this is like pre-market, so I didn't trade this. There's nothing wrong with trading pre-market, but like I said, I was already a little bit risk off at this point. This is before I took the loss as well. So I was just looking at this like, okay, this could play out. Just take that to value area high, boom. So I just kind of let this play because it was already in motion. I didn't enter over here. So at the open, it looked like we were just gonna run higher, and I was like, damn, okay, I missed that move, and that's why I initially went over to ES. But we actually, it was just like a small manipulation, you know. So we go up high, tap into this 15-minute FFVG. This is not a regular 15-minute fair value gap. This is the first fair value gap of this manipulation leg, okay? So this was like my London high, or London low, was this? No, London high. I don't know why I haven't marked this LL. But London high was my my main target. I would take value area high if we push past it, but this is my main targets. This is my I guess we can call this like a condition, because if we don't close above this, or if we don't close above CE, I'm fine with this being my highest target. But if we got above this, I want London highs or value area highs. So looking at the 5 minute, there's really nothing to look at on the 5 minute. We're gonna go back down to the 1. Okay, but so what was I saying? FFVG, yes. So we tap into that 15-minute first for a value gap and immediately start sending lower. So I'm looking at this and thinking, okay, maybe we revisit this 1 minute BPR, or maybe we come back into a deep discount. So I'm just watching this, waiting for us to come back into this area. So when we initially come down and close up, I'm thinking, again, I was already a little bit nervous because I missed this first move, or not even missed it, but this first move already played out. So when we tap in and get this immediate reaction, or not this immediate up candle, I kind of looked at that as confirmation, and I was like, okay, this is a valid area. That's partially why my entry is kind of high. So I saw this push up, and then we came back down. I just set my limit order in the BPR. Like, it's a super simple trade. Like, identify the BPR, put your limit order there, let price come to you. And price ripped from here. So we did see a little bit of drawdown. I tagged in here. I got a little bit of nervous because this is only a 5-point stop. We came almost 4 points down, so a point away from my stop. And we pushed from here. I was thinking of scaling, but I held back just because, like I said, I was already up last night. I didn't want to put extra risk on. I definitely could have though, but I'm happy with how I managed this trade. So when we push above 1R and all of this structure here, I was looking at this as just trend line liquidity or low resistance liquidity that could get ran. So when we start closing above this, approaching value area high and point of control on the weekly, I trailed my stop. Actually, I didn't trail my stop here yet. I think I trailed my stop once we closed above our point of control. Yeah. So I trailed my stop. What just happened? I've never seen that. Okay. Okay, cool. So I trailed my stop once we closed above the point of control here. And I'm just watching close because we were about to trade into that 15-minute FFVG. And like I said, my target was these London highs up here. I could have been a little bit more conservative and just taken like a clean 10 points at CE or a little bit under CE for 2R, but I didn't. I just kept trailing my stop. So like my first trail was here at 1R. We trade into the FFVG, get this immediate reaction down. So I trail my stop up even more and then get tagged out on this next candle. So I think I got out for like 6 points, like 6.5 points, something like that. Yeah, just about 6.5 points. But that was actually a really good time to get out because, as you can see, we came all the way back down to my entry. So I would have been stop break even. I'm not gonna act like I would have held through this. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't have. I probably would have closed this for a smaller win, or got broken even here, or I would get hit my break even here. But I wanted to show this because this is like a really good example of just BPRs at work and the model that I trade. I'll probably do another video like over the weekend or something, going over like my model or what I'm looking at, or like what I'm looking for specifically. But this is like a perfect day to trade the auction reversal model, or auction reversal model. Can't even say the name of my own model. You can see played out here out of the 1 minute BPR, clean. Again, the trade I caught could have played out up to 10 points. The retest of the BPR. So I did watch this. This is a valid trade to take, but I didn't want to take another trade. I was already 1-1, and then I won one last night. So I was counting that as my 3 trades for the day. But again, here, deep discount BPR, boom. We retest the same level again here. If you want to hold through this drawdown, we'll call this one a break even. And then another win. So like this, if I was this is the type of price action I need to take advantage of in the future, because this is just like perfect. Deep discount to premium, back to deep discount to premium. Oh, we're trading above premium. We tap our weekly, back to a deep discount. Trade above point of control, buyers come in, we're back to a discount. Buyers like a discount, we trade above point of control, we chop for a little bit, sellers try to come in, Buyers like this price, push back to a premium, and we're still pushing. It's just like super duper clean price action. On the lower time frames, when you look at this on like the 5 or 15, it's ugly. It's just like up, down, up, down, up, down. But on the 1 and 2 and 3 minute, like days like this, like you can print. Um, I'll definitely do a video going over my model, going like later this week or sometime this weekend or something. Um, but that was my 2 trades today. We ended up, let me see, is TradeBase still open? There we go. So, oh, this is yesterday. So with the trade from Asia, we're up 1,000 yesterday. But today, just the morning session, yeah, 1 losing trade, 1 winning trade, up 146. So I'll take that. That's whatever. I was already up last night. If we look at the Lucid account, 870 for the day, and we are 1 winning day from the payout. So either a good trade tonight during Asia session or something tomorrow during New York, and we're payout eligible. Yeah, I'm pretty hyped. Pretty good trading day. Pretty good loss. I was just super wrong. This was crazy. Good win on Asia. That's it. Go watch my videos, and I will see y'all on day 5. Yeah, day 5.